Hello, brilliant entrepreneur. It's Tash Corbin here, and welcome to another episode of the Heart-Centered Business Podcast. This is episode number 332, which means you can find all the relevant links and show notes for today's episode over at tashcorbin.com/332. In today's episode, I'm going to help you become a premium in your market. We're going to talk about why to be the premium in your market and how to be the premium in your market. So let's dive in. I'm Tash Corbin, and this is the Heart-Centered Business Podcast. First and foremost, why would you want to be a premium in your market? Well, I want to answer that with a question. Why would you race to be the cheapest? Being a premium offer in your market means that you're able to attract higher rates. You need less clients to make the same amount of money or more money. And people can often perceive a higher price with a higher quality of service. Now, I want to caveat this with, just because you price as a premium doesn't mean you are a premium, and your delivery must match the price point. I know that there are a lot of marketing gurus and mentors out there who just tell everyone to put up their prices without taking into consideration the quality of the offer, the experience of the provider, the pricing sensitivity of the market, or any other factor. And it's used as a marketing strategy. Basically, you go and meet with a mentor to talk about potentially working together, and they blanket, before they've even really got to understand your business, your market, or your products and services, they blanket just tell you, oh, wow, that's far too cheap. We really need to get those prices up. The reason why they use that as a marketing strategy is because that then gets you thinking, well, if all I do is this one thing, which is put my prices up that they seem to convinced needs to happen, then I'm going to get really quick return on investment from working with this person. So what they're trying to do is use your price increase as a way to easily tell you, well, you're going to get huge return on investment from working with me because, I mean, as a minimum, we're going to triple your prices. So we're going to triple your income. But that's often not the result of working with someone in that space, because just increasing your prices doesn't take your audience with you. It doesn't keep your conversion rates the same. It doesn't automatically increase your conversion rates. So we do want to make sure that when we talk about being a premium in the market, we're not just talking about being a premium price. We're talking about being a premium offer, a premium provider. So number one, why do you want to be a premium in the market? You need less clients. It's often perceived as a higher value product or service, but also if you charge at a premium and deliver at a premium, then it gives you space to really meet the needs of your clients in a high connection, high touch way, or in a high delivery way. So think about it. If you're charging like the bare minimum that you can for your products and services, and then it comes to your attention, your client probably needs an extra little session, or, they need you to post them something, or they need a product, you don't have the capacity to be generous with them. You'll start to resent it, right? Or you'll have to charge them extra, and you promised a certain outcome for the price that you charge them, or you spoke about delivering on a certain outcome for the price that you charge them. So for me, one of the really valuable things for me about being a premium in the market is that I can be hyper generous. If I'm working with a client and we need to go a little bit over, or I need to just add in a little quick 10-minute catch up, or I need to offer to do something for them behind the scenes, I can, because I have the capacity, I have the space, I have the abundance in my business to be able to be generous. It also means that I can send little gifts to clients without thinking, oh gosh, there's 90% of my profit margin. So being a premium in the market allows for more profitability. It allows you to pitch yourself as being, a premium service provider. And there are definitely income and profit benefits to your business as well. But how do you go about being a premium in the market? Is it just a matter of telling everyone your prices are going up and then increasing them? Well, no, it's not. And unfortunately, I have had the displeasure of needing to help rescue a few people who've been through that process because a well-meaning sometimes, but often manipulative guru or mentor has told them that they need to just jack up their prices, sometimes by 3 or 4 times what they're currently charging. And then they end up in a space where they go into feast or famine. So I've had people come to me before where they signed up to work with someone because that person said, $1,500 is far too cheap. You need to be charging $5,000. So they signed up to work with this person, paid them $15,000 for the privilege, right? They signed up to work with the person. They worked together and they got a sale at the new price of $5,000. But then they didn't make another sale for 6 months. 6 whole months, because there was only one person in their existing audience who was able to invest at that $5,000 mark or saw the value investing in that $5,000 mark. And the mentor that they worked with didn't have anything else to back it up from a strategy perspective. They literally just had pricing as their only marketing strategy for increasing your income. So we need to make sure that we're taking into consideration your market, your audience size, your delivery, your expertise, pricing sensitivities, and other factors. Now, one of the things that I love doing is using an incremental price increase strategy to take your audience with you through the move into being a premium in the market. Now, I'll make sure with the show notes of today's episode at tashcorbin.com/332, I'll link through to my other podcast episode on how to increase your prices and how to use that as a conversion event in your business. So not only are you able to increase your prices, but you also have a big influx of new clients and cash flow in the process. So if you're looking for some of that step-by-step support on increasing your prices, then make sure you come along to the show notes of today's episode at tashcorbin.com/332, and I'll make sure I link to that there. So we've got the pricing part of becoming a premium in your market and potentially using incremental price increases to get there. How else do you support being a premium in your market? Well, one of the things that I think a lot of people struggle with is niching. By getting much clearer on your niche, you can therefore become much clearer on the transformation that you are facilitating for that niche. You can be more tangible in speaking to the difference between before working with you and after working with you. And therefore, you can speak to the value proposition of that transformation far more confidently and far more effectively. It stops you from using wishy-washy language when talking about the benefits of working with you. I see a lot of people out there who have amazing healing modalities and mindset techniques and practices and amazing copywriting skills and all sorts of gifts and talents. But when they talk about those gifts and talents, their language is vague. Their message is wishy-washy. And the reason is because they're not niched enough in who they are speaking to. So when you niche down really tightly, it gives you the opportunity to resonate with that niche with tangible, practical, value-laden messaging. This is how we fast track you to being a premium in the market, because you're now a specialist for people who have this specific problem in this specific niche. One of the great examples that I have is a client that I work with who was a pain specialist. So she had a really beautiful combination of physical and esoteric healing practices that she brought together to help people who were in pain. So she was a qualified physiotherapist, but she'd also learned these amazing healing modalities, and she wanted to bring those two tools together. She had been promoting her business online and in her local community for 3 years and really struggled to get people to even pay her the bare minimum insurance level payment for sessions with her. So as a qualified physiotherapist, people could charge their sessions with her through their health cover, through their health fund. But even getting them to pay more than $10 than what their health fund was covering was almost impossible for her. And she was really struggling to recruit new clients in particular. So what we did was we did a little experiment for 3 months. And for that 3 months, we got very niched with her online marketing in particular. And we niched down to a certain subset in her market. Now, one of her personal interests was triathlons. And so what we did was we actually niched to people who were triathletes, whether that's professional or weekend warriors, right? People who were into triathlons, who wanted to improve their triathlon times. I'm not a triathlete, so I don't know, like do it faster, right? So they wanted to get better in their triathlon and they wanted to train to really improve their triathlon results. But they were experiencing niggling pain. And so for just 3 months, we focused her message on athletics and triathlons and pain and niggling pain and training. And we gave these really tangible examples. We spoke to the value proposition of like, if you could just get rid of that weird pain in your knee, you would be able to really improve your run results. And for her as a triathlete herself, she was able to really speak to some of those examples and tangible things and the specifics that a non-triathlete couldn't understand. Like, so for me as a non-triathlete, I wasn't the best person to come up with this messaging, right? But I extracted it out of her by asking some really, really powerful questions about this new niche. She went from charging under $120 a session and struggling to get people to pay that to moving into selling packages working with people at $2,000. And her hourly rate went up from this $120 or thereabouts to over $300 an hour by offering a premium package for triathletes. And the pathway to being a premium was to get really specific about her niche. So if you are looking to be a premium in your market, if you'd like to explore moving your price point up and being able to differentiate yourself as a premium, not just putting your price up, but also by presenting yourself as a premium offer, then I'd love for you to come and get started with me by getting that niche really nailed. I'm going to link to my Nail Your Niche training in the show notes of today's episode. So make sure you go and check that one out at tashcorbin.com/332. And don't forget to also watch my How to Increase Your Prices training as well. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of the Heart Centered Business Podcast. Until next time, I cannot wait to see you shine. Bye for now. Would you like more tips, tools, and resources to help you grow your heart-centered business? Head to tashcorbin.com today.